So, Logan posted a vlog on the Chili channel discussing the 3 videos per week schedule, and I've decided to quickly go over the important bits about the video. I'll also add before we begin that there are a lot of comments on here, including from people like Cable10 or Jeffy's Universe saying similar things about this whole video schedule. But what did Logan have to say about all of this? Well... So to start off, Logan says that there are a lot of people who like Logan's content, but not Logan himself. Ironically enough though, I think it's the other way around. Not only for me, but for a lot of people. Now, to keep this brief, I don't hate Logan or anything. I might not be a fan of the state of his modern content, but I feel like this is an important distinction to make. Short of a moment where he does stupid things like the whole Patreon incident, I'm okay with Logan as a person. This is also why I haven't said much about his gaming channel, or some of the other side things he's doing. Ultimately, it's a fun thing he's doing on the side, because as his own personal thing to do for fun, I don't really care. At most, I care maybe a little because of things like it taking away time which could be spent improving videos for the main channel, and just generally burning Logan out more, but that all has to do more with how Logan treats his main channel as opposed to Logan as a person. Next, and for a lot of this vlog, he mentions that moving back from 3 videos per week to only 2 would be pointless, since he'd still record 3 videos per week regardless, and would instead post a 3rd video the next week anyway. Never mind the fact that this would give Logan a plentiful backlog for when he does decide to finally take a break, but each video also has more time to be looked over by Logan, even if he's just thinking about things from the video where he decides, maybe we should add this scene, or maybe this scene goes on too long. The oddest part, however, is that Logan mentioned that once a video is done being filmed, that's it, which implies that nothing else is getting added afterwards. This could be another reason explaining why the quality is so bad for many videos. There's quite literally no room for improvement if Logan can't be bothered to go and add or change scenes after the fact. I mean, seriously Logan, this could be a really easy fix. Instead of having 3 filming days, 1 per video, instead you have 3 filming days, but 1 day is dedicated to scene changes, retakes, etc. So instead of having Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday be for videos A, B, and C respectively, it can instead be Monday and Tuesday for videos A and B, meanwhile Wednesday is for any changes that Logan decides to make to videos A and B after realizing things like, oh, this take was bad, let's redo that, or let's add a scene in a different location for this area, or even, we're going to redo half of this video since it was just Brooklyn guy talking half the time. Or make Monday for video A, Tuesday for both A and B where you correct stuff for video A and start on video B, and then Wednesday is dedicated to finishing up or polishing video B. There are several schedule configurations that would certainly work, and that's only with those 3 days of the week in play. I mean, if you're going to be filming on those 3 days anyway, what's the harm in dedicating a day to improving or changing videos? Worst case scenario, if there's somehow literally nothing to change, you have a free day. Speaking of which, there's a couple other things Logan can be doing. If he has free time on one of those days, literally just come up with ideas, brainstorm ideas for videos, maybe write down some ideas or even write down entire plot synopses. Or hey, literally just edit the videos more. Whether it be simple mistakes, or being able to edit videos in a way where it flows better and has less filler. From a viewer's perspective, it feels he edits them less like he used to back in the classic era where he had made a really good video, and more like he's just checking a box on a list. Not every video is going to be a 10 out of 10 hit, I get it. But actually, speaking of which, let's talk about that. Namely how the videos Logan releases are apparently all getting the Logan seal of approval. So that means either we've dodged some really bad videos before, or the bar is simply set too low. Now, this is nothing against Logan or his humor, since I know that's entirely subjective. However, did he really look at videos like Cody's Stolen Penny and think that was incredible? You know, that one nearly all SML fans said was awful, even the diehard ones? I think part of this has to do with how Logan's video pipeline works. If Logan has gone through filming a video, he might feel as if he has an obligation to finish it, even if halfway through editing he realizes it isn't all that great. Alternatively, this might be part of the behind the scenes effect, which is where something funny happens behind the scenes, or the actors are even having fun with the video behind the scenes, but it just doesn't translate well to the actual viewers in the final product. Aside from the aforementioned fixes, I think another good fix for this is to ask fans what they think of certain videos before release. I mean, it's not like that hasn't happened before. Send people like myself, Math, Ray Rants, etc. either clips of or entire videos when they're in a partially or nearly finished state. It doesn't even have to be for every single video, whether just random videos throughout the month or videos Logan might feel hesitant about. While I can't speak for others, I personally won't be super harsh or anything on a work-in-progress video, but it would be nice to point out some scenes that need to be shortened, introductions that are rushed, abrupt endings, etc. before they're posted, and with enough time to hopefully fix them at least somewhat. This would be an especially useful time to have the extra day to film extra or change scenes. Do you want an example of how this might work? A work-in-progress version of the power outage is sent, which for the sake of this example is identical to the original. For advice, I give things like shortening down the amount of time Brooklyn Guy is talking. Instead, replace much of this with the power outage taking place and Marvin, Brooklyn Guy, Rose, and maybe even some other characters trying to figure out how to get the power back on. Have Trevor from GTA, come in complaining that Charlie got shut off. Jeffy decides that this must be the end of the world, and so in a sort of B-plot, he decides to build a fort in his bedroom, actively acting hostile to maybe Junior, Joseph, and Cody, who are just trying to find something to do while the power is out. Some things like that would do wonders for the video and actually make it really interesting. Sounds like a fair bit of work? Well, you've already got part of the video done to begin with, and if you have that extra filming day anyway, that'll be no problem. Also, I know I already said this in my May 2024 review, but I feel like I should add this in as well since it was mentioned in this vlog. I'm not faulting Logan for not doing something big for the 1000th SML movie. He didn't even know it was really happening. Next, as to a lack of ideas, plenty of people have ideas, whether for existing videos that could have been done better or new videos entirely. I mean, seriously, just scroll through some of your comments and you'll find plenty of good ones. Want a few right now? Jeffy's vape. Jeffy gets a vape pen and thinks that it makes him high for some reason and acts as such, until eventually he gets told by Brooklyn Guy that isn't how it works, and also that Jeffy is responsible for any damages he causes. Cody's car crash. First of all, I like that there are 3 C's in the title here. At least it isn't 3 K's, of course, because not only would that mean Cody returning, but also that it stands for something else.
Fuck the KKK, we the Krusty Krab crew.
Seriously though, this video involves Cody trying to get his license, and during one of his driving tests, he either crashes the car or crashes into someone. My idea is that he crashes into Timmy Huckerdoo, this being a key video which in some way or another ends off the Cody x Timmy arc, maybe by Timmy dying, since that would actually be interesting to see what could be done with the other characters reacting to that. Speaking of which actually, the Huckerdoos meet the 12 gauge. Okay, this is sort of a joke idea from a reaction, but seriously, some SML parody channels have done it already. For some reason or another, someone decides they've had enough of the Huckerdoos, and so the Huckerdoos, well, meet the 12 gauge. I don't care if the change is permanent or not, I just think it would be neat to see this done. I mean, if you want a do-over of the secret door to follow this, have this be a key video where the Huckerdoos are actually gone, and in future videos, their house lays abandoned next door, haunted by their vengeful spirits, with the lights coming on randomly, or the occasional brave soul going in there, but not returning for a long time, if at all. I mean, this would be a seriously good video arc idea, actually, especially since Logan needs to do more horror stuff, honestly. The Shrimpo competition. Bring Woody back again, where he enters a challenge to see who can catch the best Shrimpos, where Woody has had the world record title since 1995, but someone's trying to challenge Woody's title, only to realize at the end that whoever was challenging him had been cheating the entire time. Marvin's job. Similar to Marvin the intern, Marvin gets a job, but like an actual paying job, at the behest of Goodman, with Goodman saying that he doesn't care what job he gets so long as he gets something. Marvin gets some odd jobs, some shadier than others, all to pay the bills, only to realize that they barely pay anything. Shrek's cheesecake heist. Shrek goes to the store to buy cheesecake, but having heard of his past shenanigans, they put a limit on him of only 1 cheesecake per day. Shrek starts off going along with this, but eventually realizes he needs more and more cheesecake, so he has to plan a heist into either the store or into the new house, where they have tons of cheesecake, with tons of Shrek hijinks ensuing, such as him trying to rope himself down only to slam face first into the ground, or the entire area being trapped with lasers, where Shrek completely fails on the first one and just runs for the cheesecake regardless. Bonus points for the police showing up and taking things way too seriously by trying to shoot Shrek over this. Brooklyn Guy gets jinxed. Brooklyn guy gets jinxed by someone like Karen or Penelope and has to be silent throughout the whole day, which is fine until it causes problems for jobs, such as not being able to warn when a suspect has a gun, or to tell people to get to safety when there's a fire, or to yell clear when operating a defibrillator. Eventually he gives up and talks, and asks why he has to honor the jinx rule anyway, at which point he gets struck by lightning and falls over. The sports bet. Many of the characters realize that there's a bet between two fictional teams going on, and by fictional teams I mean ones that don't exist in real life. And as such, they all decide to pool their money together to potentially win life-changing money. However, the twist they find out is that these fictional teams are made up of them, with some of the characters having accidentally bet for their team, while others accidentally bet against themselves, and as such there's a constant attempt by certain team members to do their best, or alternatively to sabotage their own team. So for example, Jeffy bet on Team A and winds up on said team, meanwhile Brooklyn guy winds up on Team B despite having bet on Team A, and as such attempts to do everything he can to sabotage the game. The sport chosen honestly doesn't really matter, as long as it's a team sport with two different teams. I personally think though that it would be coolest to do this in a proper stadium, much like the baseball game. Before I end off this response, I do want to mention something about that schedule, and funnily enough something Logan mentions offhand. The thing I want to mention is that I've never been big on the schedule. I get the importance of it, and throughout the rest of this video I'm operating as if this is to reform the schedule, not remove it entirely, but it's still somewhat funny that Logan mentions a comment in the video about how someone commented back in 2015 that he was running out of ideas. I think the bigger issue to me is that the schedule has caused a lot of the issues we see in modern SML, and that's down to the schedule changing from when a video is good and ready to when the schedule demands another video. Now that's actually about it for this entire response. Most of the video was Logan trying to explain how 2 videos per week won't help anything, since he's going to just make 3 videos per week on the side anyway. Sure, going in with that sort of attitude where 1 video has to be made for all 3 of those days, of course it won't help. People are saying that the switch from 2 videos per week to 3 has made things worse, and that's definitely true in a literally quantifiable manner. We're saying roll things back to 1 or 2 videos per week because the quality is literally suffering compared to when it was 2 videos per week. It is increasingly evident that the schedule as it stands isn't working, and it isn't just a problem of how many videos just happen to make it onto the channel in a given week, more as it's a problem of how many videos are rushed for the sake of Logan's own self-imposed schedule. Not only is a 3 videos every week schedule not something fans are wanting, it's something fans are actually against at this point. So please Logan, pull the schedule back to at least 2 videos per week, or even to 1, but I'm not expecting miracles here, so that you can spend more time giving more polish to the videos you actually do post. But that's all for now though. Thank you all for watching, and take care.